Well, I have a wonderful electronic invention I want you to see.
It looks something like this.
Today I'm travelling to Exeter and I'm going to charge at Sainsbury's using the PodPoint rapid chargers. Now, when I left, I had, I think it was 60 miles of range, which is plenty to get me there, but it won't get me back. So I have to charge before I come back. So this Renault Zoe is a 2016 model year with a 22 kWh battery. Does between 50 and 100 miles on a charge. It's weird, most people when you talk to them, well, that's not much. How do you manage? I'm not buying an electric car until I can get one that does 300 miles, 400 miles on a charge. So, their loss. Problem is, most people don't know how many miles they travel a day to work. So if you think that, you know, it takes you an hour to do 50 miles, really. Most people's commute time are what? 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour maybe. So I think most people could actually have a car with a battery this sort of size quite adequately. Yes, there are times when you want to do journeys like this where it's a little bit inconvenient, but for the most part you're not doing journeys like this. So every time you get home you plug it in and you charge it overnight. So every day when you go out you've got a full charge. Well, you charge it when you finish with it. It's like for us, we've got solar panels, so you plug it in during the day, you get a free charge. You plug it in at night on a decent tariff, and you get a charge overnight. We're on a really good tariff actually. We're on Octopus Go, which is one Octopus have done just for EV drivers. So you can charge through the night for 4 hours at a really cheap rate. So during the day you pay what you normally pay, about 15p per kilowatt, and then during the night between 12:30 and 4:30 and you pay 5p. So if you charge this car during the day from the grid at 15p per kilowatt, it would cost you about £3.30. If you charge it through the night on the 5p tariff, and it costs you £1.10. So it's a big difference. It doesn't sound a lot, but if you think you're going to be charging your car, if you say you charge your car every night, even on the cheap tariff, that's 30 quid. 30 quid a month. But 30 quid's too expensive, but still cheaper than petrol diesel. So some chargers are free to charge, some charges you have to pay, and that does vary quite a lot depending on whose charger they are and where they are. So a lot of them you do pay for convenience. It's like the Ecotricity ones are really convenient, they're all the service stations, it's really good. But you're paying 30p a kilowatt, which is expensive when you think that you're only paying 15 pence at home. Now the Zoe will do more than it has to be really cold to get down to 50 miles range, and you have to be really good and optimal conditions to get 100 miles. So you normally get about 80 miles. I do. Okay, I normally get about 80 miles range-ish in the summer, and about 60, 55, 60, not normally in the 50s. That's really cold. So say 60 miles. I normally get 60 miles range in the winter. I know Robert Llewellyn's often said it's not so much about the range of the car, it's about the range of your bladder. That's actually quite true. It's all very well having a car that'll do 300 miles. If you've got to stop to go to the loo every hour, because while you're stopping at the services, you might as well charge. Because you're stopping anyway, so you might as well plug in. Charging your car is no different really from charging your phone. Last thing you do at night, plug your phone in, charge it, so it's ready for the next day. It's exactly what you do with an electric car. You get home, you plug it in, it's charged and ready for you the next day. It's really so easy. I don't know why more people don't buy them. I really don't. They're cheaper to run. They're easy to use. I know not everyone's got off-street parking, so that does make it quite difficult to charge in some instances. Not all the time. But it means you have to work stuff out, where your nearest charger is, where you can regularly charge. But if you've got a driveway where you can park your car, the chances are you can have a charging point there. Because you do always need a backup plan. It's not so bad where I'm going now because there are 3 charging posts and 6 charging bays. So I've been there a couple of times and there's been the odd car blocking it that shouldn't be parked there. But ultimately, parking and charging hasn't been a problem. So we'll see what it's like today. What you've also got to remember as well is that not only are they cheaper to run day to day, but servicing costs are a lot cheaper as well. So this is coming up to 3 years old. In a couple of months it'll want a service MOT. The 2 services it's had so far have been about 90 quid a service, which is basically an inspection and a pollen filter change. Now with the Zoe, Renault do recommend on the 3rd year that you have the 12 volt battery replaced, but that is a recommendation and not a requirement. so you don't have to have it done. Well, a lot of people you tend to find a lot of people don't have it done and then will do it themselves or get someone else to do it cheaper, because I think the Renault battery is about 150 quid. That's the 12 volt battery, because you have two batteries on the electric car. You have the 12 volt battery and you have the 400 volt traction battery. And the 12 volt battery is similar to an ordinary car battery, but it's not the same. It's more like a leisure battery, sort of caravan battery. It doesn't need the cranking amps that a conventional car battery does. Well, let's see. So you promised you turned up at 12 o'clock again. So it's going to be busy. trick what I do is, even if I know where I'm going, when I'm doing a bit of a trip like this, what I tend to do is put the destination in the sat nav, so I can see exactly how many miles I've got, and you can see how many miles range you've got, so you can always keep an eye on how your journey's going. And what you've got to remember is, certainly with the Zoe, you're quicker, your journey will be quicker if you drive that little bit slower, because then you haven't got to charge for as long. So if you drive quicker, you'll drain the battery quicker and it'll take longer to charge, because you can drain the battery quicker than you can put it in. So it really bugs me that a lot of people say, oh, I'm not going to get an electric car, the range is not long enough. But if you think about it, if you say, well, how many miles range has your car got on a tank? And they go 400 miles. So you go, okay, and how long does it take to use a tank full of petrol? And they say, well, about a week. So let's think of this another way. If I can only do 50 miles in the Zoe on a charge, if I charge up every night, that gives me a potential weekly range of 350 miles. So the 350 miles of my weekly range is not actually far off your weekly range of 400 miles. So if you like this video and you find it informative, please click the like button and the subscribe button, and we'll do some more. See you on the next one.